A very good evening to you. Welcome to another episode of Offside Maidens, an exciting panel of women talking about cricket. If this is your first time joining us, I'm your host, Tara Lee. And before we jump into it and into the panel, let me remind you to like, subscribe, click that notification bell wherever you see it on the screen to stay abreast of fantastic content on the page and stay connected with the sport you love and, of course, the page you love that brings you all this amazing content. The live chat is live on the right-hand side, and feel free to share your comments. So right into it, introducing the panel, we have Emily, the real Emily. She writes and loves cricket. We don't have the twins today, but we do have Leisha, the queen of juice, and someone who is very hard at work honing her cricket skills. She plays cricket and hails from Alberta. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I'm pretty sure that she will be correcting me in a few minutes. Lucy, who hails from the UK, studies sports journalism, is involved in the local scene, the local cricket scene at least, but she does love South African cricket. And then we have a guest panelist, Louise Impey. Not Emily, Louise. See, Emily? I'm not calling everybody by your name. Gauteng cricket is what she does, but you know what? I want to get into it. But before we get into it and allow Louise to tell us more about her, let me remind you that the views and opinions are that of the individual sharing it and not of Cricket Fanatics magazine. So just be lekker, don't get angry, and don't be a keyboard warrior. So Louise, welcome to Offside Maidens. It's so great to have you. Tell us a bit about yourself, about your journey, how you got into cricket, and tell us what it is that you do, because it's very exciting. You do more than just one thing.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here. And so basically I'm basically a cricketer in the Johannesburg area. I've been playing Central Gauteng Lions cricket since I was under 13 days. And I've been playing cricket since even grade 1. So I'm honestly in love with the sport, extremely passionate about it. I'm also not just a cricketer, I also coach it, and I've been managing a team at one of the schools here in Johannesburg called Stain City that I've been privileged to work at. It's been a lot of fun. It's hard work, but it's totally worth it to bring up the youngsters and help them develop their own cricket. So that's me, yeah.
That's pretty amazing. And I was asking you off air about how many girls are, and you said that there are quite a few girls who are in the squad that you are coaching.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I've actually interestingly seen enough that at the school I'm working at, there's actually a lot more girls interested in playing than boys, and the girls' teams are very strong. I mean, to put it in perspective, my under 14s boys team played against the senior girls, and the girls absolutely annihilated them. No offense to my boys team, you guys are still gonna get there, don't worry. But the girls' cricket there is definitely very strong, and I think it's got to do with the structure that's been put in place, and we've got some really good quality coaches at the school. So it's really good to see they're putting in the hard yards and we're getting the rewards for it. So
You find it difficult to balance between training and coaching?
oh, you have no idea. Absolutely. A lot of driving up and down, speeding to training, straight from coaching. I mean, I have to drive about half an hour in traffic to try and get to the Wanderers Cricket Stadium in time for training and possibly be a little bit late. It's a lot of hard work. It's also really exhausting to go straight from coaching in the sun to practicing your own game and possibly having a fitness test or something you don't know about. It's really, really draining. So by the time I get home in the evening, I just want to pass out on the couch.
I can imagine. And how did you stay fit during COVID?
Sure.
Well, the hard lockdown, because it's still COVID.
Yeah, the hard lockdown. I funny enough, I just at the beginning I wasn't really phased by it and didn't really do much for about the first week, but after a while I think I got absolutely bonkers and I just started running around my garden with my dogs looking at me like I was crazy trying to run a 5K in a small property, because I mean obviously back then we weren't allowed to even leave our houses, so that was quite something. And then a lot of home workouts, so I made up my own workouts with crazy ideas using bricks and jumping up things. You become really creative when you've got no other choice. I mean, yeah, but I think I definitely was pretty decently fit. Considering I wasn't allowed to go to a gym or anything, I think I did quite well. So yeah, it was pretty good.
100%. And I think what hard lockdown did, much to Jim's disappointment, is that made us realize that we don't actually need to go to the gym to keep fit. I mean, it was nice, but we don't need the gym. We can work out at home. Also, if you follow Emily, the real Emily over there, I see that she also does a lot of home workouts and she's quite creative with it. So, ladies, welcome. Leisha, how are you doing? You've also been training hard.
I'm good. Like I'm good. I've been off this week, spoiling myself and being naughty, cheating and stuff. But I'll get back into training next week. I've actually taken up tennis now, because like cricket season is basically over, yeah. Why are you so
Listen,
shocked,
don't
Sarah?
injure yourself. I don't want you to injure yourself playing tennis. You see, a lot of the time, sports individuals get injured when they're playing sport that isn't their sport, like tennis.
Yeah.
Tennis is dangerous. Tennis elbow is a real thing, Leisha. I'm just looking out for you.
Actually, Tara, I was a tennis player before I became a cricketer. So.
Oh, okay, fine, okay. My bad.
And
bad.
also,
Multi-talented.
your click there, it's a,
Oh my
Covert.
goodness. Thank you. I knew you were going to correct me with that.
But well done, though. Well
I know
done.
it's a much deeper click. I know it is a much deeper click. I think we should get Lucy to say it. Lucy? Hi. Good evening.
Hello.
Or good afternoon, because it's earlier where you are. Lucy is from the UK. How are you doing, Lucy? Can you say
I don't
the
want
word?
Yeah, it's good. It's really cold today, but yeah, it's good.
And can you name the place that Leisha's from?
Yeah, Port Elizabeth.
No, it's not that anymore. Don't use the colonizer's name. Okay, let's move on now to Emily. Emily, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a very long time.
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. I think I've seen a bit too much of you today, but no, I'm doing well. Just been working out a lot, or trying to. Body's quite sore today, so didn't do anything today, but I've been good, thanks.
Excellent. So we have very exciting topics to talk about today because, I mean, there's new captains in the mix. Very sad that the twins aren't here because the predictions were all wrong. And of course, we have the India tour that is coming up, the women's tour of India, our Protea ladies. They arrived in the subcontinent over the weekend. They are in a biosecure bubble there, and they will be playing 5 ODIs and 3 T20 internationals. And it all begins on Sunday, the 7th of March. There's the fixture list. And it is India's first tour, or rather it will be their first international match happening on the 7th of March there. And it's our first international tour overseas since COVID. They are in quarantine and will only have 2 days to train and prepare, and they exit quarantine tomorrow. So the last time the Proteas were there, they lost the ODI series. It was a whitewash, 3-0, I think, and the T20 series 3-1. So this is a very different time, though. Conditions are expected to be tough, but India, like I said, haven't played any international cricket since the World Cup about a year ago. So let's just jump into it a bit here. Do you think that 2 days will be enough to prepare for the conditions? They have spoken about not being too sure about the conditions, but they have compared the conditions to Durban. I heard Coach Hilton Moring comparing the conditions, and because they played the last tour when Pakistan was here, the last series against Pakistan in Durban, he kind of feels like that kind of prepared them for what to expect in India. So we'll ask Louise. Louise, what do you think?
Sure, 2 days. personally for me, if I was Hilton, I feel like 2 days is definitely not enough time. Obviously, they did prepare and they did go to Kingsmead with the most of the squad there to train and have their matches just to try and get some sort of game time in. But 2 days to try and I know. Look, they've been in quarantine for what? How long? 2 weeks. Is it about 2 weeks, right? Was it
No, a
shorter?
shortened quarantine.
Like
I think
6
it was
days, I think.
a 6 day
Okay.
quarantine.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally think 2 days is not enough time to prepare. Definitely from my side. But we'll see. Maybe they'll prove us wrong. Let's hope so.
And Emily, you always have a lot of opinion on the pitches there in India. You were quite critical when when I spoke to you.
Look, yeah, so it definitely, I think it would definitely help that they, played in Durban and they've sort of played on those pitches. But yeah, Durban pitch and the pitch in India is nowhere near the same. I mean, if we play on a pitch like they played in England played on, we are done for. But no, to be serious though, like I also don't think 2 days is enough. But I mean, it's really difficult with COVID. That's a quarantine for 6 days. In previous times they wouldn't have obviously had to quarantine. So look, it's difficult. And I think the tour was confirmed. Like obviously everything happens so quickly. So there's only so much time that you have. Yeah. So there's only so much time that you have. So obviously they just have to make the best use of those 2 days and sort of make the best out of it. But yeah, hopefully they can get somewhat used to or acclimatized to those conditions in those 2 days. Obviously not fully because it's only 2 days, but hopefully just a little bit, yeah.
And Leisha, what do you think if you were out there? Do you think that 2 days would be enough for you to assess the conditions? And then also talk a little bit about the bowlers. How do you think our bowlers will fare there?
I agree with Emilia and Louise. 2 days is far from enough, especially in India. And comparing Durban to India I think it's 2 worlds apart, And like Em said, if we play on a pitch like India and England, then we really are done for. But they have to make the best of the 2 days. It's not enough, but like I think they got this. I hope they got this. And our bowlers, geez, I don't know. Marizan Cup did really well the last time we played in India. But like our spinners is really gonna need to step up their game because they can't be bowling the way they bowled in in Durban. They're gonna have to utilize the pitch and use it to their advantage.
No, 100%. And Lucy, of course, because you are from the UK, I'm sure you've been watching England versus India very closely. So once again, they are playing Test cricket on exactly the same pitch that they played the last match on. And it's the one that Emily and Alicia have been talking about. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be something similar, or do you think that it's going to be completely different? Obviously, it's a different pitch.
Well, I hope it's something different, but nothing like what we played on last time. But yeah, going back to the 2 days thing as well, I don't think that's nowhere near enough time to prepare.
But I just want to add that at least your guys stayed in a little bit longer today. 201 you were bowled out for? That's much better than before.
Yeah, I was panicking a bit when Joe Root got out, but we saw it through, so it was not too bad.
At least Stokesy made a half century there. But we didn't get to make fun of you in the last show because you conveniently missed it. So that's why I'm taking the opportunity now to have a go at you.
Thank you.
I thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So Coach Hilton Moring has named an unchanged squad to the one that played against Pakistan women in Durban earlier this year, which I think most people see as a good thing. Not just because they won. Here's the squad. Of course, Masabata Class sustained an injury at the last minute, so she definitely could not be included. So she's missing out on the action. But it's pretty much the same squad? A good look there. Do you think we can expect a similar performance? So, yes, India, in usual times, a stronger team, at least on paper, than our team. You know, they ranked higher in ODIs and T20 internationals. What do you think we will see from this? Do you think we'll be similar to the Pakistan situation? Or do you think that India will have that home advantage? They know their pitches, they know spin, they're going to do the business. Emily, what do you think?
Well, look, firstly, India is a better squad than Pakistan. So, in my opinion, I think, I mean, obviously we won both those series against Pakistan. But I think Leisha was saying it earlier, we're going to have to play like better cricket if we want to come back with a series win in both formats. So, I mean, I think, yeah, India definitely have home advantage. And what we were saying about the pitches, like only being, out for practice for 2 days, it's going to be a disadvantage for us, especially because they already know their pitches. So they know how, or they know how, 90% of how it's going to perform on there. So, yeah, look, I don't know. I don't want to call, I'm not sure. I'm not going to call the series. I definitely think we obviously will go out there and play to the best of our ability, but it's not going to be easy at all. Yeah.
You don't think we have the advantage having played or just played a series earlier this year where India haven't had that?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we definitely have played more cricket in that sense. But they did play their tournament. I think it was end of last year. So they do have some games behind them, even though it's not international games. So look, I think it's even in the sense that we played an international series and sort of have more games in that sense behind us, but they have the home advantage on the pitches. So I think it's even in that sense. I think they still have a bit of the edge, though. Maybe, yeah, slight edge over us, I'd say.
Leisha, how well do you know this Indian women's squad? Have you had a look at the squad?
Not really, but I know some of my favorite players are there, like my cricket crush, Simriti Mandana. She's in there. I'm excited to see her. And then Radha Yadav, she's a phenomenal bowler. Like Em said in the T20 challenge, she had the best bowling figures of 5 for 16 in 4 overs. So she's definitely one that I'm excited to see. And then what is this? Poonam Yadav in the T20 squad. She's also a phenomenal bowler. And Mitali Raj, always a favorite, the veteran. And then someone who I know Em is excited to see is Shafali Verma. She's also the 17-year-old. She's exceptionally exciting to watch. So yeah, I'm excited for this series. I think it's going to be really close.
And who do you think our Proteas women should really be watching out for? Who's going to cause us some headaches there?
I think Radha Yadav. My money is on Radha Yadav, the bowler, left arm spin bowler. My money is on her. But yeah, I hope that we could come with a counter attack that India's never seen before.
Are you saying that you hope that we can play spin?
You know, I didn't want to word it like that.
You hope we can play spin better than the men.
Is
that what you're saying?
You know, yes. You know, miracles
Louise,
happen.
Louise, you are nodding your head. Well, how do you think we'll fare against spin in the subcontinent and the ladies? We've seen how the men struggle. Do you think the ladies will fare a lot better?
Personally, my opinion is probably not. I know as South Africans, as batters and stuff, I've seen over the years of playing, we really struggle against spin, even in the domestic level. the ladies can't really play it. There's only a certain select amount of batters that can actually play it properly and, you know, read the ball or attack it properly. So I'm not sure. Hopefully they've been training a lot with spin bowling. Hopefully getting some bowling machines to really rip the ball, but hopefully they can prove us wrong, and let's just see what happens. Who knows? But I think we definitely need to watch out for their spin attack. Definitely, 100%. It's going to be tough, that's for sure.
What do you think the reason for that is? Us not being able to play spin, and when you are training, because obviously you are currently in training, and what do you do to remedy that? Do you think about that during training? Is that something that is given much thought?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely a topic that's been on the cards for quite a while now. So I'm not entirely sure the reason why it's been an issue for us regarding spin. Maybe especially in the high felt here, you know, the ball doesn't really turn much here. It's a lot quicker and bouncier, for example, like the Wanderers. So we're not really used to it. And I think what also could be the reason is that we haven't really produced many spinners that can really turn the ball. I mean, if you look at most of our Proteas plays over the years, like the only spinner that comes to mind that could really turn the ball was Yulani Fourie, but she's currently not in the setup. And just remedying it, I think definitely just working on it, trying to get confidence behind it, and also producing more spinners ourselves so that we have live spinners to face. So maybe one of the ways that we could do it is some of the women face the men's spin bowlers. Obviously, they could try to slow it down. I know some of the men's bowling, when they bowl spin, is the same sort of pace as our medium pace bowlers. So obviously that makes it a little bit more challenging, but definitely something that needs to be sorted out. I think we have been working on it for quite a while. It might be improving, but I think India will be the test for that, definitely.
100%, and we're only a few days away. Emily, I think you were busy talking about our bowlers, and that we, like Louise just said, we don't have many spin bowlers, but on the team, who do you think is going to maybe be the biggest challenge for India on the current squad that is in India?
You mean out of our spinners, our spin bowlers?
Yes.
Okay. I definitely think so. Mlaba, I think they'll definitely pick her. I don't see how you can't play her. And then, you know, Sune, when she's on song, she's a brilliant spinner. So I think Sune will cause some problems there. Who else is there? Shangase. She's a spinner. Yeah. She's quite new in the side. But I definitely think Mlaba she will be sort of the go-to or the frontline spinner, I think, in the side. But yeah, I'm excited to see this series because, you know, both teams are really good quality teams. And I think, like Leisha was saying, it's going to be a hard-fought series. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than the Pakistan series, just because of, you know, the teams are better quality in that sense. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the outcome is going to be. Very excited.
Yeah, it is quite a series. I mean, it's 5 ODIs and 3 T20 internationals, and the turnaround time is not, you know, that much. So I think they are going to be working hard. Leisha, do you agree with Emily's choices there and what she's saying about our bowlers and the spinners?
Yeah, I think Mlaba is going to be someone that's going to cause some trouble in the Indian inning. But okay, and Sunay can also, like, when she gets it right, she really gets it right. But she sometimes she gets really like nervy, you know, when she bowls, because like we never know if she's gonna get it right or if she's gonna, you know, hand out pies. But yeah, I think Sunay and Laba and definitely Shangasa is also gonna throw some havoc there. I really hope they use the 2 days well.
Well, I know their 2 days start tomorrow, so hopefully when they emerge from quarantine tomorrow, they'll get going and hopefully make the right choices. Unlike Lucy's team. So a big news that came out today, really big news. And it's about the captaincy, something that we have been discussing, for a very long time. And unfortunately, for the twins who are not here, it wasn't Keshav. A lot of people had a lot of guesses. I think everybody thought, okay, when it was announced that Quinton would be the limited overs captain, but now he is no longer, and Temba Bavuma comes in to the mix. So Temba is now the captain of the ODI squad and the T20 squad. He's doing the things. We see a quote here, but I feel like this quote is that of Dean Elgar on the screen. Dean Elgar is the test captain. He's been announced. The test captain has been something that people have been debating and talking about. But Dean Elgar, straight off the bat, he came out and said that this is what he wants. He said himself that he is the logical choice. And now he is. That's what he is. And it's going to be a challenge for both of them because as the captain, you're the first one to be criticized. So you have to always perform consistently. And I was reading what Graham Smith was saying, that he's grateful, and they are all grateful. Cricket South Africa are grateful to Quinton de Kock for the work that he has put in as captain of the team in the limited overs. And that they're grateful to him for stepping in as a test captain as well. But they are really backing Temba Bavuma as captain right now. And it's in part to his consistency in the team. What do you think? Was this a shock decision for you, Alicia?
The Temba one, no. I think of late he's been really consistent, and he's the one that's been anchoring innings, like our test innings, and then he led the Lions to win the T20 challenge. So I think that's it's a great decision. I back him, but he's a good player, he's quality. The other one I don't know, but yeah, but yeah, let's leave it.
Look, he's consistently been a part of the squad. Dean is also, he's a senior player and he's definitely a leader in the squad anyways. And Quinton will obviously back him and also support him. He will have support from Quinny. But were you not surprised that they just completely removed Quinton from the captaincy? Or did you see the writing on the wall when he stepped out recently for a bit?
I mean, the writing's been on the wall, you know. It wasn't something permanent, and it didn't look like he was comfortable or enjoying the role as captain in the first place. You know, I feel like he knew it wasn't something permanent. We knew it wasn't something permanent, and I think this is going to give him an opportunity to work on his own personal game as a batsman and a wicketkeeper. So I think this is the best decision.
Louise, do you agree with that the removal of Quinton and replacing him with Temba Bavuma, and this is through to all of the World Cups, the T20 World Cups and the ICC World Cup taking place in India in 2023. Was this a surprise for you, or did you think, okay, no, this is the right decision? We need somebody like Temba at the helm, and Quinton just wasn't cutting it in that position?
Yeah, I'm definitely behind the decision that they've made to put Temba as captain, and I'm glad he's taken up the role. He's been a senior figure in the team for quite a while now, and obviously he's in quite good nick at the point where Quinny has not been, unfortunately. And I think it's possible that the captaincy role has taken a toll on his game as well. So definitely, am quite satisfied that Temba is there, and I think I've heard that he's going to be the first African captain, Black African captain for us, for the Proteas side, which is quite
And we love that. It worked for the rugby. Maybe it will work for us.
Maybe. No, it's fantastic. It's awesome. I've definitely met him a couple of times. He's a very humble guy, and I think he's definitely got a lot to give to the team. And I think he'll work pretty well under pressure, considering he's been leading the Lions for quite some time now. So he's got the experience of leading at a higher level and being under pressure. So I think it's a great decision. Definitely looking forward to see what he's got to do with the team and how he can lead them going forward towards the World Cup.
And he's proven that he's very good with criticism. He can take it. And you're going to have to as the captain. I think that's one of the things that really got to Quinton, if you ask me, when people started criticizing and not celebrating him in that position. I think it did get a bit much, and it would get a lot for everybody. You need a really thick skin when you're in that position, because not everything's going to go your way, and you're not always going to be number one in the world. So when you're in a team that is rebuilding and growing, you need to be strong. Emily, what are your thoughts on Temba as the ODI and T20 international, the T20 captain?
Yeah, same as Louise. I'm really happy for him. I've also met him a few times. He gave me a call once. Super down to earth guy. He as someone who I think deserves it, not just in the sense of being consistent, but just for the type of person that he is. And yeah, I think he's going to be a successful captain. And yeah, I think he really does have the ability to lead his troops, like we've seen for the Lions. So yeah, happy for him and glad that the decision was made. And I think, like Louise was saying, perhaps this will help Quinton in the sense of, he'll get back in form. So yeah, Quinton, just as an extra thing here, Quinton is a phenomenal player. And yeah, he might not be scoring runs right now, but you know what they say, class is permanent. So yeah, I definitely think Quinny will come back from this hole that he's in. And yeah, perhaps this captaincy, giving it to Temba, will actually help him in that sense. So yeah.
100%. And Dean Elgar, do you think he's the captain who's going to take our test squad back to number one? The journey to number one. Do you think that he is the guy, crabby and all, he can do it? Am I frozen or was Emily frozen?
I think it was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say I missed your entire answer. I missed everything you said. I was just watching at a frozen face, and I wasn't sure if it was me and my Wi-Fi or you and yours. I mean,
it was weird though, because everyone was reloading, but then I could still see Louise. So I don't know. I think it was me though. Like my Wi-Fi's been a bit weird. Elite status. So I was saying, like, I think Dean, he's not going to be permanent. I think he's going to be sort of in a temporary role as they groom Aiden Markham, because I definitely think Aiden Markham is going to be captain for a long time. But I just think, it's Aiden, for him to sort of just get a few more years to become more consistent in the size, score a heap of runs, and to sort of just have Dean there as, helping him and sort of giving him advice. And yeah, so as Dean does that, he will learn from Dean as Dean captains. So yeah, I'm also happy with that decision. I think we all knew that Dean was going to be captain. So yeah, happy with it.
I think Dean also knew that, but he's going to be in that role for quite some time because he's seeing us through to the next Test championship. So Aiden will have a very long time to be groomed.
Yeah, which is good. And a whole lot of time for him to score as many runs as possible. Because him and Dean are solid in the opening partnership. So yeah, I definitely think they would work together as well, on the field, not just in terms of being opening partnership, but in the leadership role as well.
Lucy, you follow South African cricket, so you've been following the discussions of who will be Test captain, what's happening. Were you surprised by Quinton being replaced in the ODI and T20 captaincy role? And what do you think of Dean Elgar being in the Test captaincy role?
Yeah, so obviously when Quinny took a break, I wasn't really sure what was going on. So when they were like, right, we are replacing him, I was like a little bit shocked. But I can see why. I think he does let the pressure and like bad press get it. What's going on?
I'm so sorry, you froze.
I thought it was me.
You froze as well for like 1 second. And I was like, is she going to be frozen for a while? Because I was getting into what you were saying. And then you unfroze. So we didn't miss anything.
So did you miss anything? What was I even saying?
No. We didn't miss anything.
Right. So what was I saying? Right. Oh yeah. Right. 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 So yeah, Quinny lets, I think, the bad press and fans get to him a bit too much. But maybe he just wears his heart on his sleeve. I don't know. But I think if he takes a step back, hopefully he'll improve on his cricket. So yeah, I'm chuffed for Temba. And then in terms of Dean, I thought it would have been Dean, to be honest. Yeah, like Emily said, just waiting really for Ada Makram to come in after him.
So you never at any point thought that it could be Keshav Maharaj?
Yeah, I probably did actually at one point. Yeah, probably crossed my mind for a bit. Yeah.
And
but
speaking of this,
I think because I wasn't like hoping he would get it, because I wanted Dean to get it. I probably just pushed the thought aside, maybe.
Okay, Leisha, any alternatives? You think?
I think I would have liked Aiden, but I get why they're not making him captain now because of his inconsistency in the past. But like I would have liked Aiden just because like he's still young and he can grow into the captaincy role, and he's led the under 19s to a World Cup win already, So I feel like he would have played well. Like even if he was inexperienced, I mean, Graham Smith was inexperienced and he had the captaincy for a span of like 10 years. And I feel like that's what we need, like someone who's going to be there for the next 5 to 10 years to captain so that the team can be settled, so that he can be settled in his role, That's how we grow. It's not a overnight thing where we're just going to go to number one, Like it's a process. And I think I'm wary with Dean being captain because of his age. I mean, he's not going to give us 6 to 8 years of cricket. Then we're going to find ourselves back at this position, with having to go to a new captain. And I feel like if they put Aiden in now, he could have gotten our team back to number one in like 9 years. So I'm kind of like,
Do you really believe that? Why are you so attached to the Aiden Markram idea? Is it solely because of his age? Because you think that he has a lot of years of cricket? Or do you see something in him and you're like, oh, actually, this guy can really be a fantastic captain, the leadership skills? Is there something else that you see in him other than him being young?
I do. Like, I feel like he's got the temperament, and that's a role that captaincy is a role that he'll quite enjoy. So that's why I'm saying I feel like they should have given him the opportunity. Although I understand he's been inconsistent, but like it'll give him the opportunity to grow into that role and then grow with the team as we develop and try to get out of number 8 or 7 where we are in the test ranking. So
Like,
yeah,
we
I
weren't
feel
on
like
where
we
we
needed.
ranked.
But yeah, I'm just saying that like I feel like we needed a captain that's gonna grow with the team for the next 6 to 8 years. Because like I said, it's not an overnight thing where we're gonna go up the test rankings. And I really feel like, you know, Dean is gonna get us to a place, in a good place, but then he's gonna have to think about retirement. You see, and then we have to go back to this process. And I feel like I'm not gonna mince my words, but I feel like CSA is looking for like a quick fix thing and not thinking long term. Whereas, you know, sometimes cricket you have to take a step back and think about the repercussions of 5, 10 years from now. So yeah, that's me.
And Emily, do you agree with that? Because you have mentioned Markram as well. Is there really no alternative? You watch a lot of domestic cricket. Is there nobody who is promising in that area?
So besides Aiden Markram, you're saying, and Dean?
Besides Aiden Markram.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't have minded if Temba was captain for all 3 formats, to be honest. But also, if you're looking at age again, then how many years can Temba give us is the question. But I mean, if we're honest, there aren't many youngsters. If we're looking at age now, there aren't many youngsters in the Test team that could be captain. Our Test team is quite an old Test team. I mean, okay, obviously, if we're looking at some guys who were in the squad, but that didn't really have time to play. But in terms of captain youngsters, the only person I can really think of is Aiden. Everyone else is sort of above 20. I mean, even Aiden's above 25. He's 26 now already. So if you're talking about someone under the age of 25, we don't even have that many youngsters in the Test side or in the squad. So,
but in the domestic setup,
in the domestic setup, you're putting me on the spot. I really like Reynard van Tonder. He's a really good batsman. I haven't really seen his leadership quality, so I mean I can't really comment on that. But I mean he could be a possible option. But yeah, I feel like I don't know enough to comment. But yeah.
Louise, no alternatives for you?
Yeah, I've been trying to think while you guys have been speaking and trying to think of some sort of names to come to mind, but I've been struggling. Definitely not sure. If you think about it, our team is pretty old in the Test squad. So, I mean, the one name I did think of besides Aiden Markram was Rassie van der Dussen, but he doesn't have too much time left playing. But
he's in his 30s.
I feel like he could possibly have some sort of leadership position there. But I honestly can't think. Maybe in the future, a possible Vian Mulder, but he's still very young.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only other name I can think of because he's in pretty good nick as well at the moment. Obviously, he's still got a lot to work on and a lot more experience to gain in the Test team. He hasn't been around for very long in the Test squad. So, but for now, I think just Aiden Markram. That's the only name that comes to mind.
I was going to say, like, actually, as you were speaking, actually, Vian Mulder popped into my head again. I think he definitely could have potential to be a captain, a Test captain. But like Louise is saying, he's still very young in the Test side and young in age as well. Not that that's bad, but I think he just needs.
That's what we want.
No, exactly.
We want somebody young.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I do think he needs more experience in playing Test matches. But yeah, I think he has great potential to be a future Test captain.
And the great part about this is that Dean Elgar is the Test captain. So there will be many years, or at least a few years, maximum, or rather minimum 4 years at least, that Dean is in the position, we hope. And in that time, we hope that. And in that time, they can groom somebody. They can groom somebody who can gain more experience, learn about leadership, and really work on the mental game and the physical game, because I feel that being a captain, it's a mental game as well, and you really have to be strong mentally in order to take up that mantle, because you need to also make sure that the rest of the team is mentally strong. And for the ODIs, are you happy with Temba for ODI and T20? This is a good choice, Emily. Yes, 100%. No alternatives there. The real Emily.
To be honest, I don't think Heinrich Klaassen did that bad of a job. I don't think we played all that badly. I mean, that was a very young squad in terms of experience. So I don't know. I think Heinrich Klaassen could have been the T20 international captain, but I mean, that obviously the question there is his place cemented? So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm happy with Temba for both, because I know his place is cemented for both formats. So yeah, I think it was a good choice.
Which is great for him as well, because now he knows his place is cemented as well. There was a time when he wasn't too sure about that, and he said that he wanted to play in all formats, but he was being put in one format only. And so this is also good for him, gives him confidence. And of course, he's been consistent and he's been captaining the Lions, and he's been doing a really good job, obviously, because I mean, they've been performing really, really well. So, you know what, we are going to wrap up very soon. I'm not sure where Leisha disappeared to. I don't know. Maybe she's just filling her cup because she enjoys drinking juice, and I haven't seen her drinking on camera. So, Louise, I know you're new to the panel and this is your first time, but what usually happens is Leisha usually has a cup full of suspicious looking liquid. But today I see she's drinking it off camera. She's leaving and then she's coming back. So we see you, Leisha. We know what you are up to. Can't be fooling us. We see exactly what you're doing there, Leisha. Trying to hide it from us.
I've been drinking the whole time.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought you were hiding.
I can back her up on that as well. I can back her up
Thank
on that.
you. I've just been discreet.
Why discreet? Yeah. Why do you want to be discreet about it, eh? What you have there?
What's in the glass?
It's juice, guys. It's grape juice. Grape juice.
With what? No, I'm kidding.
With the glass.
Leisha, the resident juicer.
I mean, it's Thirsty Thursdays, always.
That's true. Just happens to be that this show happens to be on a Thursday. It fits in perfectly with your lifestyle, Leisha. 100%.
You see this?
Before we wrap things up here this evening, I do want to remind everyone watching that there is a daily show that was recorded earlier and was live earlier today, talking about the captaincy in the T20 ODI and Test. So if you want to catch that, you can find that on the Cricket Fanatics YouTube page and social media. Just follow the links. There's links in bios. There's links everywhere. So if you're following the social media pages, you'll find it there. If you're not, why not? And thank you very much, ladies, and to everyone who joined us, everyone who was part of the evening. And remember, ladies are playing against India 5:30. It is 5:30 in the morning on Sunday. So you wake up early, get to bed early on Saturday, or maybe you just stay up until that time, but try and catch the very first ODI of their 5-match series. It's happening on Sunday morning at 5:30. It's going to be exciting. What we've seen from the Pakistan tour is that the ladies have been bringing it, and it's been exciting. It's really creating a hype around women's cricket, which I'm sure Louise and Leisha are very excited about, that more and more people are watching women's cricket. We love women's cricket. We love watching and talking about it. So excited, exciting. Enjoy the evening, enjoy the cricket. Remember, click like, subscribe, click that notification bell. You do the things. Thank you very much to our guest, Louise, for joining us. Thank you to everyone. And I just want you to enjoy the weekend, enjoy everything, and good night.